On a frigid February morning in Chicago, Elon Musk stepped briskly out of McCormick Place, his mind already swirling with plans for the upcoming shareholders' presentation. The downtown streets buzzed with early commuters and conference attendees, while a pale winter light cast long shadows over the sleek glass facade of the convention center. The temperature read a biting 17 degrees Fahrenheit, and the chilly wind nipped at exposed skin as Elon adjusted his custom Tesla jacket. Amid the bustle, a subtle misfortune unfolded. His slim carbon fiber wallet slipped silently from his pocket and landed with a soft thud on the icy, slushy sidewalk. A few yards away, Marcus Reed, a gaunt man in his mid-40s whose life had taken a steep downward turn, huddled near a makeshift shelter under a faded overpass in the heart of Chicago's downtown. Once a promising mechanical engineer for a defense contractor, Marcus now navigated the harsh realities of homelessness. His threadbare jacket, the only barrier against the winter chill, fluttered in the wind as he noticed something glinting amidst the scattered litter. With calloused fingers that bore the marks of both hard labor and a lifetime of struggle, he bent down and retrieved a sleek wallet adorned with an embossed Tesla logo. Inside, Marcus found several $1,000s in cash, a handful of exclusive black Amex Centurion cards, and most curiously, a driver's license featuring the unmistakable visage of Elon Musk. Marcus's stomach tightened, not from greed, but from a deep, gnawing need for warmth and sustenance. At that moment, his life's hardships, which had rendered him with only $3.75 to his name, and nights spent shivering beneath overpasses, collided with the unexpected fortune cradled in his hand. "Integrity's all we have left when nothing remains," he recalled his father's words, a voice from long ago days in a small Alabama town. Despite the bitter cold in his aching body, Marcus felt a stirring of pride at the thought that doing the right thing might someday matter more than the immediate pangs of hunger. Determined, he rose and shuffled toward the imposing glass doors of McCormick Place. At the entrance, a stern security guard in a pressed uniform, Officer Daniels, whose expression mixed suspicion with duty, eyed Marcus warily. "Can I help you?" Daniels asked, his tone clipped. Marcus held out the wallet with trembling resolve. "I found this outside," he said, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "It belongs to Elon Musk." Daniels arched an eyebrow. "That's so. Look inside if you're telling the truth." Marcus opened the wallet carefully, revealing the contents in plain view. The guard's expression shifted from skepticism to astonishment. Quickly, Daniels pressed a button on his radio, his eyes locked on Marcus as if bracing for a sudden reaction. "Hold tight, mister," he ordered. "Don't move." Moments later, a poised woman in a sharp business suit strode toward them. Her clipped heels echoed on the polished floor, and her intense gaze softened just slightly as she regarded Marcus. "I'm Vanessa Cooper, Elon Musk's executive assistant," she announced briskly. "You found his wallet?" Marcus nodded. "Yes, ma'am. I saw it on the sidewalk when he arrived." Vanessa's gaze was both calculating and curious. "And you didn't take anything?" she pressed. "Not a thing," Marcus replied firmly. "Everything's exactly as it was." After a quick inspection of the wallet's contents, Vanessa's features registered a flicker of surprise. "Well, Mr. Musk is in his shareholders' meeting right now, but on his behalf, thank you for your honesty." She reached into her impeccably tailored blazer and produced a crisp $100 bill. "Please, accept this token of our gratitude." Marcus hesitated, his mind swirling with conflicting emotions. Every dollar meant survival in a life where even a warm meal was a luxury. Yet his moral compass urged him forward. "I didn't do it for a reward," he murmured, though a part of him ached for a little help. Vanessa's eyes widened momentarily, but she pressed the bill into his calloused hand. "Mr. Musk would insist you have it." With that, she turned and instructed Daniels, "Escort him out, please." The guard's curt nod sent Marcus on his way. Outside, the wind seemed to howl with the same urgency as Marcus's conflicted heart. Clutching the bill tightly, he murmured to himself, "Integrity may not warm your body, but it can light a spark in the darkest night." Tucking the money into the sole of his worn boot, he trudged back to the encampment he called home. There, beneath a dilapidated bridge near the bustling heart of the city, a small community of the forgotten had gathered. Among them was Franklin Baker, a grizzled Vietnam veteran with a past as rich in music as it was in sorrow. His arthritis often stole his smiles, yet he greeted Marcus with a warm nod. Nearby, Jasmine Taylor, a resourceful 17-year-old with a natural aptitude for electronics, listened intently as she repaired a battered portable radio. Their makeshift family had weathered many storms, both literal and metaphorical, and today was no exception. Franklin clapped Marcus on the back. Some luck, man. That $100 might not fill your stomach, but it's a start. Jasmine eyed him with a blend of admiration and cynicism. You really returned that wallet? Not many would risk their own chance at a hot meal. Marcus simply smiled, a tired but genuine curve of his lips. I did what I had to do. Integrity isn't measured by the rewards, but by what you stand for when no one's watching. That night, as the community huddled together for warmth and shared a modest meal of soup and day-old bread, Marcus couldn't shake a nagging emptiness. The dollar bill was a small comfort, but deep down he wondered if doing the right thing was enough to change his fate. The next morning, as a pale sun began to filter through a curtain of departing storm clouds, Marcus awoke to an unexpected knock at the door of his tattered shelter. Standing in the doorway was Vanessa Cooper once again, her expression more urgent this time. Marcus Reed? She asked softly, consulting a sleek tablet. Mr. Musk would like to meet with you. Marcus's heart pounded in disbelief. Meet with him, he echoed, the words feeling too surreal. Vanessa nodded. Yes. He's scheduled to be at Tesla's facility in the suburbs later today. A car will be here in about an hour to pick you up. They've arranged fresh clothes for you as well. Despite his reservations, Marcus wasn't sure he'd ever seen himself as someone fit for a corporate meeting. He felt a flicker of hope. He agreed, and within the hour, a pristine black Tesla Model X pulled up at the encampment. The driver, impeccably uniformed and courteous, opened the rear door. Marcus Reed, Mr. Musk is expecting you. Inside the car, the interior exuded luxury, the subtle aroma of new leather, ambient lighting, and a neatly arranged garment bag resting on the passenger seat. As the driver explained the itinerary in a calm, measured tone, Marcus's thoughts raced. He gingerly opened the bag to discover a complete set of fresh attire. A pair of dark, well-fitting jeans, a crisp cotton button-down shirt, a soft sweater, and even new socks and underwear. For the first time in years, he felt as though he might be seen as more than just a shadow on the streets. The Tesla whisked him away from the cold, grim streets of downtown Chicago to Tesla's sprawling facility on the outskirts of the city, a modern complex where innovation met industry in every polished surface. Marcus's eyes widened as he took in the sight of automated assembly lines, sleek prototypes, and dedicated engineers deep in discussion. It was a world so far removed from the struggle of sleeping under bridges and scavenging for warmth. At the entrance of the facility, he was greeted by none other than Elon Musk himself. Clad in a simple black t-shirt under a lightweight SpaceX jacket paired with well-worn jeans and comfortable sneakers, Elon exuded an approachable confidence. Marcus Reed, he said firmly, extending a hand, thank you for doing the right thing. Marcus, overwhelmed by the contrast between his ragged past and the bright future that might lie ahead, shook Elon's hand, his grip shaking but sincere. Thank you, sir, he managed, his voice tinged with both gratitude and disbelief. Please call me Elon, the billionaire insisted, leading him inside. How about a quick tour before we talk? For the next hour, Marcus followed Elon through the heart of the facility. They passed rooms where robots worked in harmonious precision, design teams huddled over blueprints, and engineers debated the intricacies of battery technology. Marcus's eyes lit up as he recognized echoes of his former passion for engineering. He interjected with thoughtful questions about the cooling systems for the new Cybertruck's battery pack, and even offered insights drawn from his own experiences in thermal management. Elon listened intently, his eyes occasionally narrowing in consideration. Finally, they sat together in a modest conference room overlooking the shimmering expanse of the city skyline and the winding course of the Chicago River. A tray of coffee and a spread of hearty food was laid out before them. Yet Elon wasted no time in getting to the heart of the matter. "You returned my wallet at a time when you could have desperately needed that money," Elon began, his tone even and sincere. "Why?" Marcus met his gaze steadily. "Because some things matter more than immediate survival. I believe that doing the right thing is what defines you, even when the odds are stacked against you." Elon nodded slowly. "Integrity like that is rare. I've been watching the security footage, and I was deeply impressed. I'd like to offer you a chance to use your skills." He slid a sleek folder across the table. "We're developing a new cooling system for the Cybertruck's battery pack, a project that's proving to be challenging. I want you on board for a 3-month contract. Your salary, benefits, and a housing allowance will be included. Consider it a fresh start." Marcus stared at the folder, his mind racing. Here was a lifeline, a chance to reclaim not only his dignity, but also the expertise that had once defined him. "I appreciate this opportunity," he said quietly, "but I have conditions." Elon's eyes sharpened with interest. "Name them." Taking a deep breath, Marcus replied, "I want this opportunity to extend beyond me. I know others in my community, veterans like Franklin Baker and young people like Jasmine Taylor, who have untapped potential. If I come on board, I want a program established that offers training and employment to those who have been overlooked. It's not just about fixing a cooling system, it's about changing lives." Elon paused, then reached for his phone. "Vanessa, let's arrange an expanded housing and training program for Marcus Reed and others in his community," he instructed. "We'll collaborate with the Tesla Foundation on this initiative." In that moment, Marcus realized that his simple act of honesty had ignited a spark of change that could reverberate far beyond his own life. Over the following weeks, Marcus immersed himself in his new role. He spent long hours in state-of-the-art labs, brainstorming with teams of engineers, and even contributing innovative ideas that helped fine-tune the battery cooling system. His insights, forged through years of hardship and practical know-how, began to earn him the respect of his colleagues. Outside the walls of the facility, change was also afoot. With Elon's backing, a new program was launched to provide housing, job training, and support to homeless individuals in Chicago. Franklin Baker, once resigned to a life of pain and isolation, received much-needed medical care and even had opportunities to perform again, this time at community centers. Jasmine Taylor's knack for electronics was nurtured through free workshops, and she soon became a rising star in a local tech mentorship program. One crisp evening, several months into the program, Marcus stood on the balcony of his modest new apartment, overlooking a rejuvenated section of the city. Container gardens overflowed with tomatoes, basil, and marigolds, a nod to the dreams he once had of a simpler life where he'd nurture something and watch it grow. In the small living room, framed photographs chronicled happier times, a snapshot of a younger Marcus in his engineering uniform, candid smiles shared with friends, and even a quiet moment captured with Franklin and Jasmine at a community event. His phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Elon. "Battery cooling solution approved. Full production is greenlit. Contract renewal on your desk Monday." Marcus felt a swell of pride and gratitude. He replied with a simple, heartfelt message. "Thank you for believing in me. I'm ready for the next challenge." That night, as Marcus walked back to the community center, where his old friends now gathered in a renovated shelter funded by the new program, he was greeted with warmth and hope. Neighbors who had once seen him as just another lost soul now recognized him as a catalyst for change. Franklin clutched his arm appreciatively, and Jasmine's eyes shone with the promise of a brighter future. Under the starry Chicago sky, Marcus reflected on the journey that had begun with a dropped wallet on a cold sidewalk. It had been an act of simple honesty, a decision made in the face of desperate need, that had blossomed into an opportunity to reshape lives and ignite hope for an entire community. As he listened to the gentle hum of conversation and the distant sounds of the city that had once been so unforgiving, Marcus knew that sometimes the smallest gesture can open doors to unimaginable possibilities. Elon Musk's unexpected loss had become a turning point, not only for Marcus Reed, but for countless others whose lives would be transformed by compassion, opportunity, and the unyielding belief that integrity can indeed change the world. And so, On that chilly Chicago night, as warm lights glowed from newly built homes and the laughter of reawakened dreams filled the air, Marcus walked with a quiet confidence, a living testament to the power of doing what is right, even when the cost seems too high.